he does here, he's probably already started it, but won't tell
Whatever,
us.
so just press record then.
That's right.
Also, your mic's always
I'm
there.
fully aware. I have listened and watched
Yeah.
all of them.
Have you?
Yeah.
And then he's
You're
like,
our biggest fan.
and then he's like, oh shit. And then
Well,
he's
I've
like,
subscribed on YouTube, so it just keeps reminding me.
what's this?
What?
We're recording all sorts of other stuff. we're recording the water dribbling down your front.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you not
He needs some Foley for some sort of video where he's running water.
Oh, God.
You incapable of moving this?
No, you just got to do it for me. Thanks.
When we get in the flow of it, we'll need some sort of jingle.
Salisbury Business Podcast. Salisbury Business Podcast.
Whoa, just off the cuff?
Yeah.
Did you just think of that?
What is that though? Why have I
I'm
got that?
kidding. It's shit.
See, I'm kind of split on whether you still need these kinds of microphones for podcasting or not, or whether you can just go click on the bells.
I like the look of it.
Yeah, and lots of people still do, and especially with the short style ones, because everyone knows the big brother to this, the SM7B,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous money for a microphone.
Yeah.
It's
I think it's, some people hold them. I was listening to Jamie
but
Lang's podcast yesterday, just for a little bit at the gym, and he holds it, and it's a bit like, that's a bit annoying. Isn't
I
it?
find it really strange and find it distracting too when people hold the microphones.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
a
can
bit
hear
weird,
them
isn't it?
holding it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, you are a nerd with this sort of stuff, though, aren't
I'm
you?
a complete nerd.
Because as
of
we'll
this
find out,
and I'm finding it really odd now because normally I wear headphones.
yeah. Although,
the headphones thing.
Although-
we don't do that, do we?
So before we start, I reckon this might be our only guest that has an IMDb page.
Oh, hello. Yeah, go on then.
So, and you always say that people don't introduce themselves, and we never actually like.
Here's some BS about me.
I'm going to do it for you.
I wrote this almost 10 years ago.
Did you? You wrote it?
Yeah, you have to create your own IMDb page. No one does it for you. Unless you like Matthew McConaughey.
That slightly kills the vibe.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Okay, so this is what Andy wrote
No,
about
don't.
himself.
It's absolutely awful. It's cringeworthy.
This is actually what you wrote about yourself. That's brilliant.
Born in Salisbury, Wiltshire, Andy Munns is a TV and radio producer.
Yeah.
A late starter in the media industry.
He was.
Andy started his working life by serving in the Royal Signals in the British Army. He spent the next 18 years working as an electronics engineer, specialising in various equipment from speed cameras, to high accuracy balances. He made a career change, attending Teesside University and studying for a degree in broadcast media production. Since he has begun producing TV and radio programmes, with his TV production debut producing Red Army TV for Made in Teesside.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe someone wrote that about you.
It's incredible, isn't it, what people can write about you?
I think
It's the same as a Wikipedia page. If you want one, just go make it.
I think you've hit a nice balance there of, hey, I'm actually quite good. But you know what I mean? There's not too much trumpet blowing there, but
there's
there's
also
nice
there's part of my brain that doesn't allow the trumpet blowing. I've got, and I'm sure I talk about this a lot, I've got terrible imposter syndrome.
Okay.
There's a reason why I didn't do anything that I should have done when I was 20.
Oh.
And joining the army was the easy option.
Oh,
Because
really?
you just go knock on the door and go, yeah, we're desperate, we want people.
Oh, right.
Was that
You don't
straight,
have to be good to join the army.
was that
to do
straight out of
anything.
college? Like, so you did school.
So I took 3 years to do my A-levels because
Because
why not? Because why wouldn't you want to disappoint your teacher mother?
Yeah.
And did an advanced GMVQ in health and social care. That's the most pointless bit of paper I've ever owned in my life.
So, yeah, no comment.
Well, I wanted to be a social worker.
Okay.
And then during my doing that course, I found out what social workers actually did.
Yeah.
I just wanted to help kids have better lives.
Yeah.
So what do they do then?
Lots of paperwork.
Oh,
My
right,
wife's a
okay.
social
You don't want to do
worker.
the
I
paperwork.
now know exactly what they're doing,
Yeah.
how hard it is.
It's very
Yeah.
noble.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
it's a really noble, but you have to be born to do it. It's not a job that you can go, oh, I fancy doing that.
Yeah.
It's a bit like being a teacher or a doctor or something like that. You have to be born to be it. And I certainly was not born to. I haven't got the patience.
Yeah.
Really short patience.
Yeah.
And attention spans.
So instead you went with the army.
Yeah, joined the army. So I've had a very varied career. I've done all sorts of different things. So I joined my dad used to work for BT and I wanted to do what he did. And I went for an interview and they told me I was overqualified because I had A-level equivalent qualifications. So I couldn't do their apprenticeship. They said, no, sorry, you're overqualified. But I wasn't qualified to go in at the normal level because you needed some sort of qualification in telecommunications. Makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I spoke to my dad and he went, and I knew my dad worked a lot up at Uphaven and at HQ Land, fixing their kit. We always had teleprinters and stuff on our table at home that probably weren't supposed to be there.
Can you put up a teleprinter? I don't actually know what
What's
that
a
is.
teleprinter?
Yeah.
Look up a trend teleprinter. That was a lovely picture.
Right, noted.
And So I thought, well, I'll join the army and I'll join the service that fixes comms kit, because I was always interested in computers and always interested in taking things apart and finding out how they worked. And I went in the careers office and I said, I want to do this specifically. He went, well, that's REME or signals. I was like, he was REME. So he tried to push me on the REME path.
What's that?
So REME is, they fix all sorts of things. They fix everything from Land Rovers to IT.
Okay.
They anything that's electrical and mechanical, they will fix. And the Royal Signals is specifically comms, so it's satellite comms, radio comms,
Cool.
IT, all that sort of stuff. So I trained as a radio engineer, which is a completely useless skill now because no one uses HF or VHF radio communications.
My God, yeah.
But then when I was in Iraq, I learned satellite communications, fun things called multiplexers, which basically take a load of signals, condense them into one and push them out so you can send loads of stuff down one line.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Which is what essentially your phone does these days. It's got a multiplex. It takes all that stuff that you're doing at once and sends it out, even if you're wanting it to or not.
Yeah.
It's constantly communicating with
Everything else.
and then
It's
packet
crazy,
switching.
isn't
It's all
it?
fun stuff. All stuff that's kind of here and useless now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone just takes it for granted as well. 'Cause I
Yeah.
had no idea my phone did that.
So we used to have a system called Ptarmigan, which essentially is built on the same technology that our first mobile phones were built on.
Okay.
Apart from it needed a 4-ton truck to pull it around, and then a Land Rover, and then it's ended up as a device in our pocket.
Ptarmigan sounds like something you put on your spag bol, doesn't it?
The army love a weird name for
Yeah.
projects and machines and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's quite a long time. So you were in the.
So I did 5.5 years in the army.
Okay.
Served in Northern Ireland and Iraq, which were both fun and not fun.
Yeah.
My mum was quite worried when I went to. She cried at Heathrow Airport when I got on the plane. She dropped me off to go to Northern Ireland, and then within 2 weeks, the IRA mortared the barracks I was on.
Did they?
Yeah,
heck?
what was called a Mark 17 mortar came over the fence, hit the side of the officers' mess, and very luckily didn't go off. But we all got
No
evacuated. This was in the year 2000, 2001, something like that. So no one had mobile phones like we do now.
I'm all right.
Yeah, no text message say I'm okay.
Yeah.
All they had on the national news was our IRA attack British Army camp in Londonderry.
Heck.
And she's like, you've been there a week or so. How long have you been there at that point?
My
Like-
little boy.
God, yeah, that's tough, isn't it?
I bet when you phoned her, she was relieved.
Yeah, so that was a day and a half later.
Oh, really?
I've got around to because we all just got thrown out, and some people have mobile phones, but they got left behind. Because it wasn't like now when you have to dash somewhere, the first thing you do is grab your phone.
Phone,
isn't it?
yeah.
We didn't have that habit back in the early
Yeah.
2000s.
God, yeah. so-
Wow. That's
Whereas I go
weird.
everywhere now, I check my pockets.
Yeah,
I've got
you
my
do,
phone,
yeah.
And I feel anxious if I haven't got it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
so classic, isn't it? Phone, wallet, keys. What
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
first?
Phone.
Phone. Like, because I know ultimately if I've got my phone, I can get myself out of any sort of jam.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you've got your wallet, well, I don't know where mine is.
No, mine's on a shelf
on the
somewhere
phone.
in a house that's upside down.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
wallet's not even really a thing anymore, is it?
Yeah.
No,
don't
I
need
read
my
some
wallet.
stats the other day, and what is it now? 60% of people pay more with their phone
Oh, yeah, crazy.
than they do, and that includes older people.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So that's the whole of society. Whereas when
Yeah.
you get down to like under 25s, you're nudging 90%.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, well, like if you're up at the petrol station, it's like beep phone, beep
Yeah.
phone. Like almost no matter who.
Yeah.
And the
I
scary thing is it's
never use my
unlimited,
card.
Yeah.
virtually.
Yeah.
I paid for flooring and carpet with it the other day. It was
Yeah.
£4,000.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's too easy.
Yeah.
The only one that I did that didn't work, I went to Curry's to buy a dishwasher, and then I tried to use my Apple Pay, but they've got £100 limit.
Yeah.
On
so,
Apple
What
Pay.
Currys do?
Yeah.
So stores on their chip and pin thingies can set a limit.
So I was just
sensible.
like, well, I don't have a card. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I did go
And
and get my
they
bank
probably
card.
went, here's a finance agreement.
Yeah. That's actually.
Maybe that's why they're doing it.
I bet you there's some people that would do that. They go, "Oh, it's 20 minutes home," like,
Yeah.
and they just go and, don't they?
Sign
Yeah,
up for some
yeah.
finance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And-
if you haven't got your wallet, you haven't got ID, so you can't
Yeah,
do that
that's
either,
true.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well then you're not getting my business if you're
Yeah,
going to be awkward. Go away. So you did 5.5, 6 years
Yeah.
in the signals. And
Yeah,
then,
left the army, had a nice little job lined up. That company went bust 2 weeks before I left the army. So I ended up working for Comet for 8 months,
Okay.
doing a bit of electrical retail.
Comet.
As you did- Yeah.
What are they? these
Comet,
days?
yeah. Wow.
They went bust.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, so I thought they might
Did
be
they
more-
merge with? No, they didn't. That was
No, so-
Curry's PC World.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Curry's and PC were both owned by Dixon Store Group International. I'm such a geek.
I love it.
And eventually they amalgamated the brand to be Curry's PC World, and now they got rid of the PC World brand completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think someone bought the comic brand, and there is a comic.co.uk website, but
No.
it's probably AO or someone
It's
huge
a bit
like
like-
that.
yeah,
isn't it?
It's some old classics like Woolies and
Yeah.
PC World, Comet.
Wouldn't
like,
Woolworths coming back? I thought
Well,
we were going to make
well,
some.
Go to
sort of
Australia,
great
it's still
comeback
there,
or something.
and Big W.
Yeah. It's just
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's just weird that that sort of thing doesn't work here anymore, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is
I
odd.
don't know how much the high street still works.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Some shops seem to work, and they tend to be niche shops.
Mm.
I think if you're a shop that does lots of stuff, you don't work anymore. But if you've got a narrow niche
And you have to go for...
and you've got a specific market, you're really good at talking to that market,
Mm-hmm.
and you're really good at kind of doing that. I think that still works, but you've got to be a destination.
Yeah.
You've got to be really good at what you do.
Well, yeah, so this isn't a flex or anything, but my business...
It is a flex.
My business made 4 times more profit last year than Bradbeer's.
Yeah, it's
And
not
so,
a high
and
profit
so,
business.
and I'm sat there going, what, like, and when you go in there and there's like 200 people employed, it's like the biggest spot we've got in the whole of Salisbury.
Just because you
it doesn't-
say it's
it
not a
doesn't-
flex before you say it.
Okay,
doesn't
okay,
make
no,
it not
no.
a flex.
While he just
No.
warms up his biceps like that.
yeah. Well, no, but it just blew my mind because, like, again, you do think that, like, and it shows how the world's changing. And I don't have a storefront. I don't have anywhere that so it's slightly terrifying, isn't it? That the biggest thing we have in Salisbury will probably make in the bottom 25% of if you lined up every business in Salisbury and you looked
Yeah,
at profit.
Adam's
Like-
at the top.
But
There's hidden,
I wouldn't be,
there's,
but, you know,
there's
do you know what I
hidden
mean? That's
profit
crazy.
too, though, isn't there? Because they own the building,
Mm,
and that building's going up in value. You'd expect.
yeah.
So there's hidden profit as well as, and I know that's on their books somewhere, but valuations of properties on books are not exactly accurate, are they? As lots of companies have found out, either with a devaluation or an upvaluation and getting hit with.
It's just
bits
yeah,
and pieces.
it's just but like you're right. I think if you can specialize in something that is a niche, I think you can still make, or just food and food. I mean, you look at art,
Beauty.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because there'll be certain things where you need to go, and barbers will always be a thing because I can't cut my own
Well,
hair.
that is
Maybe
why
not
there's so
you.
many here.
I spent
Hello, can you just give me a little?
no, I just get to check the back that I can't see.
Yeah.
You say
£79
that,
I spend every 5 years and my hair's done.
£79.
That's how much a decent set of clippers costs.
I imagine the next invention is going to be some sort of hat you put on that cuts your hair for you.
Hat you put on the
Or-
what and you input a little. You got like a little.
Yeah, well,
code.
or just on your phone. On your phone,
Yeah, you
you're
get a
like,
picture
oh, I
of a
want to
celeb
have
that you want to
this.
look like.
Yeah.
And then it just goes. Bzz.
So the
Oh wow!
the
I
best.
might have invented something.
well, the best barbers I ever went to when I lived in London was, and this was probably 6-7 years ago, even now. You went in and they were like, "What do you want?" And there was this little booth in the corner, and it was. He said he reckoned he hadn't spent this much money, but they're like 10 grand. But you go in there and you sit in there and it 3D images your head, and then basically almost like a passport looking booth,
Yeah.
And you go in there, and then you sit there, you turn sideways, you do that, and then they then got a selection of things, and you tap them,
Oh, and
and
it
you can
puts it on
see
your
what you
own
look
head.
like with a buzz cut or like with a long slick back. And
That's
then,
amazing.
Yeah. So it's the first time I ever got a buzz cut.
Was it expensive?
What, that machine?
Yeah.
No, well, no. He said like I don't even think I paid to do it. At that
So,
point.
so how's he making his
I
money
don't know.
back on the machine?
I don't know. I mean, it was
More haircuts.
It was Baker
Yeah,
Street,
maybe.
So like one of the most affluent areas in London. Massive barbers. There was about 15.
How much was a haircut?
What about 50 quid, 45 quid?
That's still loads of money. I pay about £9 for my hair.
I can tell. It's a Saturday morning again.
Well, it's easy now, isn't it?
Yeah. No. But it was. Obviously, there's just a lot more money in that area, and I'm guessing you wouldn't have
Yeah.
bought it if it.
No.
But do you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing is so cool, and then that's where we're going, isn't it? Like AI and well, we're already there.
Well,
We are already
Elon
there.
Musk's been speaking about AI becoming a super intelligence, so ASI instead of just AI, and how
Brilliant.
there'll be a universal income because there'll be everyone's work's going to disappear eventually. So the governments will just have to give us money to live on.
Universal income, yeah.
But-
because you can do anything by.
But where's the money coming from that's paying that? I don't
Yeah,
know.
just print more.
It feels like at some point that it'll go so far that there'll be.
There's,
civil
well,
unrest or
I think
something,
before it gets to that point, they're going to put some sort of law. Obviously, there's laws around it already, but they'll put even more laws around it
There's
to
gotta
say
be.
that, if you invent someone, it can't impact a human life. So, for example, those 10,000 people can't lose their jobs just because you've invented something that works. Because otherwise it will, everybody.
But
will just-
these are the same conversations that happen at the start of the Industrial Revolution, where factories were being filled with machines instead of people.
Yeah.
And we've always coped before, so we'll find a way of doing something.
Well,
And there's
you
some
just need
jobs,
somebody will be
and there's
like
some
fixing
jobs
the
you can't
AI.
replace.
Yeah. Well, like this.
estate agent.
Have a bunch of robots on there, could you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You are quite monotone, to be fair.
That's true, yes.
If we clone his voice, it might be
Yeah,
more
I was gonna
dynamic.
say, yeah. He's quite rigid and he's quite monotone. So.
Thank you. I have got I've got an app on my phone called Captions, which is where we do like get the shorts and the subtitles that come up.
Yeah, I use
And-
Opus Clip, which is similar.
Yeah. Oh, I've got Opus as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it's good.
And you can create your own AI.
Yeah.
Like you just take a picture of yourself and then it just starts talking and stuff.
Yeah.
It's mad.
What's in you tell it what to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that at the EXP conference. They had Jason, what's the guy that does the gadget show?
Jason Bradbury.
Jason Bradbury, he was fantastic. Came in on a hoverboard thing,
Oh,
which
wow.
is quite sick.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was like, and he'd put something together where he was like, come in and see this 3-bed semi-detached house. And it was literally just him like, almost like intimating us doing our job. And everyone was like, yeah, cool. But no, you're right. Like, I think there will be things that there's things.
But if you're like you do your videos, which are one of your big selling points, especially when you're selling the really expensive houses, there'll be people who don't want or don't feel like they can do those sorts of videos. So if you can just take a picture, speak into a microphone for a couple of minutes and clone yourself, why wouldn't you?
Don't give me any ideas.
Yeah. There's even it came up on my phone yesterday, I think. There's even like drone footage, but it's just AI. So you just take a picture of the building and then it will recreate it in AI
In a movie.
and then make it look like
Don't tell Ellie that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it being very good. A lot of these things that you see the ads and stuff, it looks amazing, and then you do it yourself, and it's like, oh, that's
Looks
not actually very good.
pixelated. Yeah.
But prompt engineer will be a job.
Yeah.
They're just people sat at computers,
Yeah,
right? What
so
do they
as long
need?
as it's-
What's the best thing that I need to type into ChatGPT or whatever to create that thing? Scary, especially for those of us who work in creative industries.
Yeah.
Unlucky
Well,
lads.
as soon as it came around, it was like, content writing was just like, oh, SEO was just like, oh. But I've now gone sort of backwards a little bit, so I don't really use it very much anymore because it just, every time I did it, you could tell it's AI. I don't know
dulls
if
you a
everybody
little bit,
else,
doesn't
you
it?
can really see it's AI. Even if you say, sound more human, obviously it doesn't know how to do that. So getting a tone of voice, getting all of that stuff, it does work to a certain extent. And maybe it's good for ideas.
It can give you a good
but-
jumping off point.
Yeah. It's so I still use it for giving me sort of like a template or something. But I've just found that writing my own social media, like the social media post stuff, is so bad. I'm like, act cool, and then it goes, oh yeah, no fluff, and I'm like, what?
Well, it's always going to be a little bit out of date, isn't it? So it's probably 18 months, 2 years behind on what we actually need to, where the algorithms are, because they change on it feels like a weekly basis.
Yeah.
You've also got agents using them for property descriptions, and it'll be like this delectable medley of versatile accommodation.
That sounds like what you would normally say when you were
Versatile accommodation, not delectable medley.
But we get press releases written like that as well. We get press releases with spectacular, delectable, delicious. I'm like,
come on, lads, write it yourself.
I can't use that
Yeah.
because I can't say that your thing's going to be the best thing ever
I tell you what,
because I don't know. It's not happened
I
yet.
told you for the next podcast, the first thing I'm going to do on it is read out Andy's IMDb page, but put back through ChatGPT and see.
Just come out knob.
yeah. See how much it can fluff you up. Just be like,
Fluff you up.
That's funny. So you came out and then you went to Teesside University almost straight away.
No, so I left the army, worked at Comet, then I worked for Serco, that big horrible corporation that does lots of government contracts.
Okay.
I worked on 2 contracts. One was fixing speed cameras, so I can tell you when you drove through your red light down in Exeter, you were beyond a second of the light turning red because there's a limit. Because I used to fix those cameras.
Well, I didn't think that.
And then I installed, still for Serco on a different contract, a system that detects radiation at air and seaports. So if you've ever been to the big seaports where those big yellow panels are at the side. I installed all of those.
Wow.
As part of the team. Yeah. Wow. And then I went to work for a little company on Churchfields called CI Precision, who make pharmaceutical weighing systems. Worked for them for 6 years and then decided IT and electronics was no longer for me.
Yeah.
And I'd already started playing.
Just bored?
It just didn't, because the way technology's changed, you don't fix things anymore. So I learned how to fix things down to component level. You don't do that anymore. You just swap things.
Yeah.
You take a box, you plug a new box in. It's dull.
Boring.
It's really boring. I also had started doing stuff for football clubs, so I spent some time at Salisbury City, as it was then, filming their games, writing content for them. And this is really good fun. And thought I liked making kind of visual content. And then I went to AFC Tottenham after Salisbury went bust, and started commentating for them with a lovely guy called Alec Cater, who sadly is no longer with us. He was also the previous press officer at Salisbury. He phoned me up and went, come down here, I'd like to do radio commentary. And that was 2012. No one else was doing that then at that time. No one was, like BBC Local was doing commentary for the bigger non-league football clubs. But a club like Tottenham, who were step 4 of non-league football, with like 200 people coming to the game, and said, well, let's do commentary. I was like, okay, I'd always played at radio as a kid. And then he gave me a microphone, and we had two-way interaction. We set up so people could message us on early kind of forums. We set up a forum to go with it, and people were messaging. And while we were live on the radio, there we were with our laptop and stuff.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Doing what people do now, but we were doing it 13, 14 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, this was amazing. And we had hundreds of people listening, more people listening than were going to watch the game down at their stadium. And we were like, there's something in this.
Andy's killed non-league football.
No, but then...
There's no gates because they're all sat there on the forum.
But with that, their online following grew massively. We added 4,000 followers in a season. And it's not like their social media was brand new. Their attendance almost doubled down at the ground. Yes, they were having a good season, but also people were finding it because people were sharing how to listen.
Yeah.
And they were like tuning in and going, oh, this is quite interesting. This is quite exciting.
Yeah.
We'll go and watch.
Yeah.
And it's like all marketing. That's how it works. It's not complicated.
It's just capturing attention, isn't
It
it?
is.
Yeah.
It's doing something a bit different, standing out and telling a good story. And it helps with football when teams are winning.
Yeah.
It's really hard to sell football when teams are not winning.
Yeah.
So I did that, and we'd had a bit of a rough time in life. We'd had a couple of miscarriages. I was bored at work. I spent some of the money I'd saved from being pregnant to take Hannah away to a fancy hotel in North Devon.
Nice.
Plied her with alcohol and said, I want to go to university. My one regret is I didn't go and do a degree.
Yeah.
She's got 2. She's being greedy.
All right,
I
all right Hannah, stop bragging.
Yeah. So I was like, she's like, okay. I was like, fuck, now we got to go and do that.
I actually got to do it now.
So we had to go and live somewhere where we could afford just to live on Hannah's wage, which ruled out Salisbury.
Yeah.
Because rent or mortgage
Great.
down here is...
Yeah.
So we went and lived up in the northeast, where we bought a house, a nice big 3-bedroom terrace house, and it cost us 80 grand.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's nuts. Our mortgage was about 200 quid a month. Hannah earns decent money. We had a really nice life. I then ended up working for Middlesbrough Football Club, earning some nice money just for going to work on match days.
Cool, isn't it?
The university employed me to run the university radio station and website and stuff. So I earned decent money when I was at uni, plus my student loan.
So why are you here?
Why did we come back?
Yeah.
Well, the magical child happened.
Yeah, okay.
So the one thing that we kind of helped us make our decision, whether it was us being more relaxed, I wasn't having a rubbish time at work. I was more chilled. Hannah was more chilled. We would have more disposable income, bizarrely, even though we were only on one income. Maybe all that kind of relaxing helped Olive happen.
Again, there's no midwives here or biological experts, but like you do hear that quite a lot. Don't you? That actually you try so hard. That is that producing chemicals in your body that says like stress and like
I think it is
actually,
something.
You hear that so often.
So then having Olive, we wanted her to be near family.
Well, she's 5 now? 4?
She's 7.
7, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
7.
So Olive drives all of our decisions now.
Yeah.
Pretty much every decision I make.
Classic good parent.
Yeah.
Boring.
Well, it is no. So I've got.
Yeah,
I have been a crap parent because I've got a 24-year-old as well.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't a very good dad. I was in the army away a lot, and then I didn't have a good relationship with his mum at points. We fought a lot. I didn't see him for a few years, but now I've got a really nice relationship with him.
That's cool.
He lives down in Southampton after doing his media degree at Solent University.
That's cool.
And yeah, I'm correcting those mistakes that I made with Josh now.
Wow.
And as you know, because you sold us a house and sold our house.
Yeah, double trouble.
With her approaching, she's got 3.5 more years at primary school. We've made decisions now for when she's at secondary school, because being out at Old Sarum Long Hedge, it's really hard to get to any of the secondary schools.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whereas living in town, it's really easy to get to all of the secondary schools because there's either buses or you can walk to them.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making, and also she's going to be 10, 11. She's going to want to go and meet her friends and
Go to
do
cinema
things,
and stuff.
or go to the swimming pool or
Yeah,
wherever.
Yeah.
And kind of was like, we're quite impulsive.
Yeah.
As they're going to a hotel making decisions. So
I did wonder where that story was going with you. You were like, I applied it with alcohol.
rip up your life and kind of start again, move somewhere 300 odd miles away. Moving a couple of miles into town doesn't feel like a big deal. Everyone thinks we're mad.
No.
Since we've been together, we've lived in 11 houses.
That's nuts.
We've owned 4 of them.
And
that's a lot.
IMDb. You've been married about 11 years?
Yeah, we've been married 11
2014?
years. Yeah,
That's a
2014
house a
married.
year.
Yeah,
That's mad, isn't
and
it?
we lived in the last one for almost 5.
Yeah.
But when we moved back, we rented a few. We lived in Amesbury, didn't like it. Then
Don't blame
moved back into Salisbury, and we're renting, and we're saving our money again for stamp duty.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, stamp duty disappeared, and we're like, oh hello,
Yeah.
we can afford to buy again.
Yeah.
And both being key workers, we got loads of great deals on mortgages and bought a new house. And it was Bovis who we last bought. They were just throwing deals at key workers. And because we're both key workers, the salesperson doubled up our offer.
Wow.
So we got $8,000 worth of John Lewis vouchers.
That's insane.
Which
That is insane.
sounds amazing. We struggled to spend it because we already had a house full of furniture and stuff.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. So we've got a beautiful oak dining table,
Yeah.
which took up a good chunk of that. But the rest of it was like we got loads of Joseph and Joseph stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we feel really posh, but yeah, it's just
No, you're a really nice
all
one.
these risks we've taken, every single one of them's worked out so far.
But as you said as well, when you were doing it, it was, and this is, so many people do this. Like, there's so many people that know they want to downsize for the sake of their life. Like, they would actually have a better life.
Yeah.
And don't do it because there's like this societal thing of like, oh, I'm downsizing. People are going to think I'm struggling or something. It's like my same logic. I know there is multiple estate agents. That one of them's told me, a fairly major one on the high street, that if they could close their office without making it look like a major negative PR move, they would do it.
Of course you would.
But they're so worried about the visuals of closing a big office. They're like, we don't need it. And sort of they said to me, you've proven you don't need an office. And so now we're now chucking 60, 70 grand a year at something we don't need. But it'd be such a major PR move. And I think I see when downsizes. So I respect the fact that you guys just thought about it and went, you know what, we get a better quality of life. We can spend more money on the things we want to spend it on. And Olive's closer to all of the good stuff that she wants to do in, well, probably from the next year or two, right?
Well, she needs to cross one road to get to my parents' house.
Yeah.
And then it's just going around the leisure centre and those kind of bits there. So within a year or two, she can ride a bike over to my parents' house.
Train station in a couple of years if she wants to go to,
Wherever,
Southampton or whatever with friends, or go to West Kings.
And we had so many people say to us, you've got a beautiful, big, 4-bedroom detached house with a really nice garden, which we've done a lot of work to, and had our patio it's 55 square metres, that patio.
Yeah, it was like a, yeah. I mean, and they built a bar as well.
It was lovely. And people were like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you selling that and moving into a 3-bedroom terraced house on quite a busy road? And there's an emotional connection to me for that road. My gran used to own the shop on the corner. And I've now got a nice picture in the house of my gran outside of her shop with silk cut adverts and stuff all around it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And my mum got really emotional. My mum does wear her heart on us. She says she doesn't get emotional, but she does. And I think she's really... And my uncle came round and delivered some wood. He was the same. He's like, it's really nice that we've got a family back on this road.
Yeah.
This is our road.
It's the Munns Road.
Yeah. Or Lee, as it was then.
Yeah.
Yeah, who needs a bar?
But
Well, no,
we've now got a 100-foot garden where we've got room for an outhouse and bar and stuff and things like that.
Oh, there you go.
The thing is, like Longhedge, where you were before, it's just like it's the stereotypical.
It's an archetypical new build estate.
Yeah, that's probably my favourite because of the spa and because of you know, like you've actually got a little bit of a community there. Yeah. You know, the care home, you know, I don't know, it just feels as though there's a bit more there, whereas like St. Peter's Place, for example, it's getting there, they've got a good school.
Really good school, yeah.
Sometimes we get people go, Adam, love the house, great, yeah, cool, where's the shop?
Nothing here.
Where'd you go?
Yeah,
and then the closest shop is driving distance. So you cannot walk to anywhere to get bread, cheese, milk, bacon, eggs in the morning if you just want to, you know? And that's where Longhedge is really good. But my argument always with new build homes is they're just not very inspiring.
No.
Like, they don't inspire any kind of, like, that story you've just told about mum on the road, uncle, it invokes more emotion than every new build estate that's ever been built put together. Do you know what I mean? Because there's just no story behind these houses.
No.
And maybe in 100 years, that'd be different. But to me, that's ultimately, I think, how humans make a lot of decisions, isn't it? By, you know, how we
my
feel.
life's changed as well now. I walk everywhere. I walked here this morning to come and do this. Waitrose is a 3-minute walk away from my front door, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
Lemon yum yums.
But also, we've now got a puppy. I'm walking around what will eventually, when they flipping finish it, the River Park project. We can walk Olive over to her swimming lessons. I often wheel her bike over to my parents on a Tuesday to go and get her, bring her back. That will stop now because the weather's changing, but it's just...
That park that's by the fire station.
It's amazing.
It's really good.
It's so busy all the time.
Yeah.
I've never seen a park. I was like, when it first opened, it was busy. I was like, yeah, that's just new park opening busy.
Yeah.
Walked past yesterday, after school, it was rammed.
It is, every
rammed.
time I've been near it, it's just packed. I went in it once with my son and he loved it.
It's a really good park.
Yeah, it's just got so many different things, isn't it? But you had to queue to get on things.
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of park
But
is
that
this?
also adds to kind of, it's a bit like a bar, isn't it? If you go into a bar that's empty, the bar's rubbish. And nothing changes apart from people.
Yeah,
When you put a load of people in that bar and there's an atmosphere and there's a buzz,
It's different, yeah.
loads of laughing, loads of people chatting, the bar's brilliant.
Absolutely.
Same with the park. You've got kids giggling, having a great time. It's fun for all the kids.
Yeah.
That's a human mentality. I always say this about, like, if you get multiple people interested in your house and people know there's other people interested, there's a human reassurance that, like, oh cool, well, it's not just us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, you go on holiday, you walk down the promenade in Spain, you've never been there before, you don't know the names of anything, you don't know, busy restaurant, empty restaurant, which one do you go in?
Yeah.
You want to go in the busy one, right? Because everybody can't be wrong.
We're sheep.
And why
right?
is no one going there?
We are all sheep.
Everybody's a sheep.
Yeah. Oh, and I think it's you know, if you know that you're, you know, just because I'm awkward, I'd go in the quiet one because I'd want to be in and out. But I'd be like, okay, if it's bad, it's bad. But if you want to guarantee a good meal and you see a busy, you know, you're going to go in the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why restaurants fill the seats near the windows before they fill the seats at the
as
back.
soon as you walk, absolutely. Yeah, clever.
Psychological.
Yeah,
No,
there was
definitely.
one restaurant that I went to where they had like a full curved window at the front, and then every single one of those seats were full. And then when you actually go in,
The whole place was empty.
it was literally empty. It was just those ones at the window. So it was
But we're
like,
also
just
human
bringing
beings.
people
Once
in.
you're in, especially with a restaurant, you don't walk in and go, oh,
It's a bit awkward.
I'm not going to eat it
there's
now,
only
am
actually
I?
Come
five
on,
people
take a
here.
seat, Mr. Munns.
Oh, I'm not turning around and walking back out.
That's funny.
We're too polite, aren't we?
We
We're
are,
too polite.
especially English people.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So you did obviously all that for, like, Totten, and then
Yeah.
and
So up to uni, did a broadcast meet. In my first year, I realised I should have done a journalism degree rather than a media production degree. Although I like playing with cameras and I'm all right at it, storytelling is what I like doing. And at school, I didn't think I was good at writing because I didn't like writing. I didn't like reading, and that's because I wasn't reading the stuff that I enjoyed reading. I didn't find it interesting. I need some blood and gore in the stuff that I read. Otherwise, it's not. I almost exclusively read books that are crime thrillers. Almost exclusively. So whether it's Michael Connolly or Val McDermid or Mark Dawson, mainly because his books are set in Salisbury, I read those ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so his Atticus Priest books, it's all based in Salisbury. It's all local landmarks. And
that's cool.
he's a good writer.
His body was found behind Stonehenge.
But yeah, so there was
There's a lot
one
of-
of the stories is based up at Imber, One of the base stories happens like on the farms out towards Pitton.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all local stuff and it's all local landmarks. And he walks the stories. So when he writes his stories, he will walk and work out how long it takes to get from here to there. So the story's accurate. And I quite like that. And
Yeah, it is really cool. Yeah, I think I've got one in my office.
Gives
he
you a bit
says
of-
looking round and there's
Yeah,
a one
yeah.
there.
There's definitely not one there.
Do what you love, New York style. Go here instead.
So they're just for show.
Yeah, you got to have
They're cool
props in the back.
colours,
haven't you?
yeah.
It's got to look interesting.
That's so your degree it was in media production, but
so-
you wish you
And that was very much focused on visuals rather than. So when I turned up, there was about 10 people playing with the uni radio station, and it's an previously award-winning university radio station. It won national awards and stuff. And when I walked in, I was like, "This is really cool. Look at all this equipment. What can I do with this?" And by the time I'd left, there was 75 people playing university radio,
That's insane.
and we were nominated for national awards again.
Oh wow.
That was really cool.
Yeah, but I've been inspired by radio since I was a kid, listening to Terry Wogan, Simon Mayo.
Terry Wogan.
But Terry Wogan has that one thing that makes a good radio presenter, and is that you feel like he's talking to you, and there's no one else listening,
Yeah.
and it kind of feels like a one-way conversation, and it's like just you and him.
Yeah.
And I wish I could do that, and I can't. It's not.
Yeah, but you do, I think everyone will do it, and they're like here, again.
You got to do it in your own way. You can't imitate someone else.
Yeah.
And Simon Mayo's also got that kind of. He does it in kind of chunks. He doesn't do it the whole time. So like when he's does confessions on his show, you feel like it's just you and a couple of mates sat around a table in a pub having a really secretive, gossipy conversation.
Yeah.
And that's really clever, the people who can achieve that.
I think that's how why podcasts have got so big.
Yeah,
is
'cause you
because
feel like
you
you're
do
part
feel
of the
like you're
conversation.
just like
And-
I'm mates with loads of celebrities, but I'm not really mates with them.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
just
feel
listen
like
to
you
their
know them.
podcasts.
And,
Yeah,
and
well,
some
like,
people...
yeah.
So I have a love-hate relationship with people like Stephen Bartlett. I think Stephen Bartlett he's gone down a bit of a funny path with Diary of a CEO.
It's almost got too big.
Yes.
He's trying to become a teacher.
But
Like-
he's kind of preaching.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes he's brilliant. So his interview with Matthew McConaughey
Fantastic.
is one of the best podcasts that I've ever listened to. In my
I
life.
completely agree.
And I've now bought both of Matthew McConaughey's books
Yeah.
to read over the next couple of weeks because
Fascinating. Bloke.
he's the sort of man that we need to put in front of our young men
Absolutely.
to show what being a man looks
Yeah,
like.
100%.
None of this toxic masculinity rubbish.
yeah.
Because men can be sensitive, men can be thoughtful, men can be kind. You don't have to be
Yeah.
an
Andrew
egotistical.
Tate.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, our young men's algorithms are showing them lots of not good stuff.
Yeah.
But
I
we've
thought
got
it was
loads of
fantastic.
people who are now emerging. So we've got Russell Kane, I think, is also brilliant. He talks a lot about emotions and how you should be as a man without being preachy. Because I think it's really hard to put a message across without
Yeah,
being
it's hard to
preachy
get that
sometimes.
balance, isn't it?
But he kind of uses his own life as an example, the mistakes he's made and how he's kind of learned. And we all make mistakes. It's human to make a mistake. But it's important to kind of, if you're preachy, people don't listen.
Yeah.
And
But
so we're now discovering podcasters and people who are, and it's not necessarily their podcast, but they're appearing on podcasts and they're sharing good, positive messages.
I agree.
And the podcast hosts who allow people to speak and only interject at the wrong time are the good ones.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. That Matthew McConaughey, I completely agree. Often you get the snippets, and you sort of, I'll be like, yeah, I listened to that podcast, and I'll be like, no, I didn't. I watched 10 shorts.
Yeah.
And so, but that one,
It's 2 hours long. I listened to all of it.
Yeah, and I can't remember the last time I listened to a 2 hour podcast. Put it that way. But it was just bits where some really good nuggets in it. He's a great storyteller.
He's a brilliant storyteller.
It was fantastic, and he's got the same way he was only doing rom-coms. So all he could do was rom-coms, and he wasn't getting any offers for anything
other than rom-coms.
and then he was like, I don't want to do them anymore. He's like, I want to do other things.
Yeah.
And he said, and if it means if I don't act again, I don't act again. Like I'm done with rom-coms. And he didn't hear anything for, was it 12 months?
Nothing. And then he got an offer for a rom-com, which was really good money at like 8 million or something.
Yeah. He said no.
And he said no. He said, I read it. And I said no. And then they came back with 10 million. And then 12 million, then 14.5 million, and he said, I read it again. And it was so much better written, even though it was the same words.
14.5 mil.
But ultimately, he said no. And then he got Lincoln Lawyer.
Yeah.
He got all those other great films that he's done since.
And like...
And he doesn't think that would have happened if he didn't say no to that $14.5 million offer.
And
but have the balls to say no to
100%.
$14.5 million. That shows your conviction, doesn't
it? His whole thing was like, if you want something, believe in it, and because he said if I just lived by the money, or if I just gone by a fear of like never working again, he's like, I guess I was lucky that I already had a lot of money anyway, so it's not like he was going to go starving. No. But he said like you do panic and you do worry. You've got a certain lifestyle and things, and and he said at times his wife Camilla was like. Like, are you going to go do rom-coms again then, are you? And he said, no, I want and now if you had to list his top 5 films, none of them rom-coms.
No.
So it's like, it is so fascinating.
But he talks about resistance a lot in it as well. And you needing resistance. So if you're not pushing yourself, you're not challenging yourself, what's the point?
I don't.
I often think that it's hard to take advice from somebody who has got that much money.
Need to watch it, and I think
I know. I've listened to another podcast that he did a long time ago, and he was really good, and he's what he says is really good as well. But I always still have that in me that's like, he said no to 14.5 million, but he also has a few million anyway. And so,
No, I get it.
Yeah,
but then it is all relative because then he'd have to sell his house, and obviously what we were saying about how like you downsized because you wanted to, because it betters your life. Like there's so many people living their life for what other people think they should do rather than what they actually want to do.
Yeah.
Like and I see it on a daily basis. I see people going this like traditional middle class British lifestyle, and I'm like, you don't want it. Like, go do what you want to do, like, because ultimately, if you do, you're happier. People then see a happier version of you, so then you just have better people around, like, and to be fair to him, that's kind of what he said, Anyways, he's got this quote about like not half-arsing it. I've heard that, like where he says like, if you're going to do something, well, let's try and do it. If you're going to do something, do it.
Well, his analogy is
so good.
Do it like you own it, not like you're renting it.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like again, that's
that makes sense. Yeah,
like commit to it, and but that's a listen. You should. Everybody should listen to that. I really enjoyed that. And so then you moved back down here.
Yeah.
What year?
So we moved back down here in 2019.
Okay.
And Hannah, being brilliant at her job, got the first job that she applied for.
Yeah.
So I then panicked and went, shit, I need a job. So I went and worked on the railway, where I met the rest of the family were there.
Worked with my dad. Did you work with my brother as well? Yeah.
Both guards at the time. Your brother's now a driver and earning ridiculous money for going start.
Not yet. He's got a few more driving things to go.
He's going to earn a lot of money for doing a lever like that, and occasionally pressing a pedal on a button. That's what I know it's much harder than that, really. But...
We used to say we used to say about the tube drivers in London. You'd be like, "Oh, boo-hoo! You're in the dark for a little bit." You get like a ridiculous pension.
To get to that stage of being on a big, he's gone through a lot.
Yeah,
actually
it's hard.
He's like months and months and learning all the routes and stuff. It just seems absolutely insane.
Was that just something that you
I just needed a job to facilitate moving back. Yeah. So I spent 4 years in total on the railway, 2 of them full-time, 2 of them part-time, which was a great bridge because, like Dan, that leap to being self-employed is scary, right? Especially when you've got a mortgage and kids.
And you've got imposter syndrome.
Yeah. And loads of people told me for years, like I was doing a podcast with my friend Tim, who's an architect.
Grace?
Tim's Grace, yeah.
Yeah. Sold his house.
Yeah, just before us.
Did his video the other day.
Good. Yeah. It's better than someone else who produces video in this.
No
names. I spent quite a lot of time while I was up at uni. Tim was sending me stuff that this other person had done. I was like, that's not good, that's not good. Where's the establishing? There's no storytelling, it's just a load of pictures.
Yeah.
Christ.
I agree.
And then
in the comments, guess who it is.
It's all right. Everyone talks the same, like everyone I've ever spoken to about it says the same things. I was doing that podcast with him, which is a very niche podcast about architecture, which has had like tens of thousands of listens, which is just me and him chatting rubbish about. I ask Luddite questions, he gives intelligent answers.
Yeah.
It's a really simple format, but it works. We're just about to start doing, after 3 years of not doing it, we're about to start doing another series of those.
Oh, nice.
Once we got, so some things are changing.
Does that mean it's competition then? Should we kick him out? Oh, is he stealing?
Well, no,
is he stealing
because
listens from us?
Tim's emailed me about that.
Yeah,
So,
good.
Has it?
Yeah.
So you carry on.
We'll talk about this later.
Well, no, but Tim's got another podcast project that he wants to do as well, which I don't have time for.
Right.
So he's quite a time-consuming chap sometimes.
Yeah.
And he likes to work with people who get him.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get him, then he'll work with you. And
He is a character. So
he is. He's an architect, but he's also an artist.
Yes, yeah. So the event that I've just done with him.
So his Ignite
the
event.
video Ignite event, yeah. They're really good events, and a bunch of them get together and they all have like talks and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Tim was like, "Oh, by the way, I've got a grime group coming to do a rap."
A grime group.
And I was like, "Okay, that's cool." And he was like, "Yeah, I was in the market square and they took over like this karaoke thing on the market square and started doing grime." And he was like, he said he was the only one that clapped after they'd finished. So he went up to him and he was like, "Oh, I've got this event. Can you come and do some grime?"
That's so funny.
And it was a bit awkward because you've got a load of business owners that are
middle class.
Of an age.
I was going to say, he was going to say the middle class, middle age.
Yeah.
Middle class, middle age. And then you've got like some 15, 16-year-olds who come along and then start doing a grime rap. But they were really good.
And I'm sure people will
When you
appreciate
recorded it?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
No, but
That'll be,
Ignite started at the tail end of the pandemic. I went to the first few and was kind of involved with it a little bit. We did lots of them where they were kind of hybrid events on Teams as well as or Zoom or whatever it was, and in person. And there was like 7-8 people attending them. There's now like 50 or 60 people attending them.
Yeah.
It's a growing thing, and they're amazing.
That's cool.
And he brings together a whole load of creative people from all sorts of walks of life, whether it's people who do branding or games design, or they work at universities or other educational places, and they kind of talk about stuff. And what they want to do is improve things. So they want to improve city centres or town centres. They want to make places more vibrant. And I think if they can affect any change, that would be brilliant. But it's a really hard thing to do, is affect change within stuff that's run by local government or government.
Yeah.
It's
You're right there.
Yeah, sorry. I was just sat,
Trying to get
I was sat on the wire and it just kept pulling it down, which is really annoying.
So one of the people that was at the event, he's trying to start a skate park.
Right, okay.
Like this outdoor skate park thing, which is really cool. So I can't remember the name of it now, but I'll plug it for him.
Do you need any angel investing?
Hey?
Need any angel investors?
I think so.
So is this on top of the skate park that we got over at Churchill Gardens?
I think so.
that's not really
It's an indoor.
Oh, okay.
So they're trying to do a big indoor skate park.
Oh, I
So
think
it's
I've
for
seen that.
any age, any level, any level up, something like that.
Because I looked into about a year ago. I looked into how it's just too time consuming for me, but opening a paddle court.
Yeah,
Because again, paddle is the second fastest growing sport in
It's
the
huge,
UK.
isn't it?
And so and the closest paddle court to here, I believe, is Hampworth Golf Club.
Okay.
And then after that, it's like Tisbury or something. And I'm thinking, stick a paddle court somewhere in the centre of Salisbury. Like, I don't know why the Five Rivers haven't sort of.
So they're trying to put them up at Victoria Park, aren't they? I think.
I think so. But then there was a guy called, I think his name's Simon, and I saw something on Facebook that he was trying, because you can get grants from the LTA. It's that fast growing. But yeah, and I think, and the thing is like, if you've got the people that will take these chances, they will get supported.
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe that, especially something that's not saturated, right? Like if you go into opening a restaurant or a coffee shop, you're going to get support, but you've got a load of competition. Like, there's no paddle court. You cannot tell me that wouldn't make good money. An indoor skate park, we don't have one.
No.
There would be a massive amount of people who would go and use that. Now, again, whether you go and make a fortune from it would have to be wait to be seen. But I truly believe that if that's a passion you have, you'd make as much money. You'd make as much money to pay your salary as you do going to your 9-to-5 that you hate, even if you don't end up being a multi-millionaire.
But like we said right at the back of the beginning, if you hit a niche and you're the expert in that niche, you're more likely to do well, aren't you?
And the niche,
100%,
and I think the niche to a lot of people, it doesn't have to be as niche as you think it does.
No.
In some sort of round.
Yeah, no, I get you there because it's your own.
Maybe more narrow
Twist
rather
of
than niche.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't reinvented the wheel on how to sell houses.
Well, no, your niche is your faces on the board.
Well, yeah, and it's but
It's Olive's favourite game. There's an Adam board.
yeah. And the amount of people that say that to me shows why the niche.
Honestly,
works,
the kids in the car every time we go past. Oh, look, it's Adam! Oh, look, it's Adam!
It's because and that's why I keep doing it. And that's what everyone says. But my niche is, I think, actually, in some sense, the niche is okay. Good video, bit of personal branding. Well, and it changed my life.
I'd flip that. I'd say your personal brand's hugely valuable.
Yeah, I think that video you first did when you first came out.
Everyone
did
I knew who was interested in, because we've all got friends. I'm one of them, who we're not looking at buying a house. We're still looking at Rightmove.
Yeah.
We're still looking at properties on. This is why Grand Designs and Location, they've been running for years.
Yeah.
Because we're all pervs when it comes to property.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you can, I like alliteration. Right?
That's very good. Yeah.
Property perv sounds like
Andy Munns. That's his new IMDb.
But there are accounts that are essentially that. They just walk around looking at houses. They're not doing anything other than going, look, you can get this in London for 1.5 million.
It's almost like not the sadism,
that.
like the Stockholm syndrome in us, isn't it? Like behold to the people who have more money than us. Like like we're kind of like putting ourselves through pain of like, I'm not going to have it, or it's unlikely, but you still want to look, don't you? And I think that's on a small.
I do it just after buying a Euro Millions ticket.
Yeah, right. Just for 12 hours when this comes in, Hannah, what we're going to do.
I don't think I'm ever that fussed about the house. It's just because I don't spend, you don't spend that much time. You sleep in it, and then I'm not really a house kind of person. I think
you sound like Simon Squibb now. You don't need to buy a house.
See,
I didn't say you don't need to buy a house.
He's another content creator who I love to begin with and now gone off.
Yeah,
I don't really like it.
We had a little rant about Simon.
We did, yeah.
We?
Yeah.
But no, I think
Simon.
Yeah. And so when did Salisbury Radio come in? That was your transition.
So when I was leaving university, I'd had some kind of chats with the guys at Spire FM. Martin Stark was like, yeah, we'd love, because you can create content. You can do short form video content. You can do editing. You can do all those sorts of things. And you could also be on air because you're actually not that bad at it.
Is that what he said?
That's what I heard.
You're not me, but
This is your imposter syndrome. What he actually said was that you're really good on the radio.
Well, so one of my lecturers at university went, "You're as good, if not better, than most of the people on local radio in this area. What are you doing?"
And then you heard, "You're all right at radio."
Yeah, exactly that. I was like, I heard the kind of some of them.
Yeah.
And then, there's people who are better than me then.
Yeah.
Because that's the way my brain works. So then moving back, and then I went for another meeting with Martin. We sat in the foyer of the Playhouse. He bought me a coffee and a brownie and went, "We've just been bought by Bauer. They're effectively turning us into a pseudo-national station, which is now Greatest Hits."
Yeah.
Most of the people are losing their jobs. He's still working for Bauer. He produces stuff up in London. But everyone else from Spire FM now has left.
Really?
So Faye's now working at Elaborate. Henrietta's walking around the New Forest doing whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
And Craig's with us. Ian Burridge is with us. Kerry sails for us.
Yeah.
It's strange. So I was like, oh well, the railway is my panic job.
Yeah.
And
so you were
the railway is a really strange place. It's a trap because it pays really well.
Yeah.
And you win in every single way. So if you finish early, you get paid for the entire shift. If you finish late, you get paid extra. You know your work pattern effectively 6 months in advance, so you can plan your life beautifully. And yeah, it's dull, but it's a really safe job. And during the pandemic, that was wonderful.
Yeah. Especially because the creative world was all a bit up in the air.
I was being paid to stay at home and just phone in and say, "Do you need me today?" And they were like, "No, just keep your phone on. Thanks."
Nice.
8 hours of money for sitting around playing with Olive.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So it was the best job to have during the pandemic. But then in September that year, David, who David was previously, who's the MD at Salisbury Radio, has run lots of radio stations. He was at Spire. He ran Breeze out of Andover.
Surname? David?
At Harbour.
Okay.
He ran hot down in Bournemouth. He ran a big station down in. He's done really well with his running of radio stations life, and was running a community station in Andover whilst also running a pub. And when Spire went, he and Craig have been friends for a long time and went, well, let's fill that hole.
Yeah.
So I was like, hello.
Yeah.
And we had a phone call. We met socially distanced and acceptable in a pub.
Yeah.
And he went, well, why don't you come and play radio? I was like, he said, we can't afford to pay you very much to begin with. I was like, well, I'll go part-time on the railway, do that and do this. And then after 18 months of doing that, I then bought into the business along with him and Craig. And here we are 5 years later, still with a radio station on air.
Nice.
Talking to about 20,000 people and doing what we do.
That's good.
Do you know what was a really funny moment? Is and you, I don't know, you probably know what I'm going to say here. I was doing viewings on his house while he was talking on the radio.
So I did a link once because I knew that there was a viewing happening, but Adam didn't do the viewing. Debs did it. And I went, it's a really strange feeling because while I'm talking to you now, I know there's people in my house looking at it, deciding if they want to buy it.
Yeah. And then I just remember, like, there was a few.
But they didn't turn up.
No. There's a few people. There's a few people that it was you on the radio, and again, I didn't know whether it was. Because again, this is another hack, isn't it? I didn't know whether it was live or because you do some live, some recorded.
Live, some recorded. So
yeah, if it's
we because of technology, right? So if I need to go and have a meeting with someone, I need to go and do something, I can record an hour or two of my show. Some of it's live, some of it's recorded, some of it's as needs to be,
and then just blend into the time slot.
Because I'm sat there, so I'm on between 10 and 2 every day. So if I sit there from 10 till 12:30 and nothing's happening, I can quite happily record the links for the last hour, and no one knows any wiser. They do now.
Yeah. Sneaky,
but
sneaky.
Also,
it's all a lie.
But I can also pop back and record something quickly if I need to. So, like if a big accident happened on the ring road, then I can just go back and and we got traffic anyway, but I can just say, this is happening.
Yeah, of course.
And be relevant.
This amazing new marketing company's just started up.
Well,
the hair extension cave.
Who? I think you have to pay for that, Dan.
I think I've done a story about this podcast.
You've done a story about podcast.
And the other side of my job is I also put news on our website. A large amount of that is from people sending me information, whether it's a press release like you've sent us, quite a few, or whether it's something pops up on social media and I make a phone call. And if there's a big story happening, like when the news that Primark was finally happening, I was like, I recorded about an hour's worth of show and just got on the phone to people saying, I need information. Got quotes from people like John Glenn and stuff like that and just text my friends and said, can you give me a quote that I can use about how excited you are for Primark?
Yeah, cool.
Amy from Salisbury said, blah. Because it adds colour to the story.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But that's the other good thing about being able to flex, about being live or recorded.
You know what he actually does is he's got a sheet next to him on his thing, and he's got Amy. He's written them all himself, and he goes, right. Which one haven't I used for a while? Amy's really excited. This is exciting.
You don't understand how true that is. But and not with all things, but with some things.
Well,
if you just want to add a bit of colour, and I read enough of many of the social media sites that we have on Facebook that are about Salisbury, whether it's a soapbox or SOS Save Our Salisbury and all those ranty sites. I know what people's opinions are, and I can find an opposing opinion to mine and say, I spoke to Colin from Amesbury who's not very happy about this.
Yeah. Colin's like, when did that happen?
Yeah.
That's what I posted last night. It's fine.
But there's nothing wrong with that
Yeah.
because it's just adding a bit of colour to the story. And even though we're not the BBC, I like to try and be balanced because there is an argument to every side of most stories.
The reason I say that is because if you looked at my property descriptions, some of them are awfully similar.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm obviously not especially if it's like a long hedge. You know, we've
4-bedroom house, detached garden.
So we
you two are ruining yourself on this.
No. So like we saw one on Hannaway recently, just at the top of where you were.
Yeah.
And I took yours, put it in there, and then just
tweaked it.
Added about probably 30 words.
Reduce the
Make
size
this
of the garden.
sound a bit better.
Yeah. This delectable medley of...
No, but it's funny though, isn't it? Because lots of what happens in media is an illusion. And you'll know it as well when you create video content that lots of what you're creating is,
100%.
or even the edit is an illusion.
But I think it's
definitely.
It's sort of a shame that PR or that this, I don't know, like it sort of annoys me that we have to do that, but we have to do that. You have to bump out a story, otherwise everyone's going to be like, "Oh, what's the point of that?" Even though they're not actually reading it properly when you do put it in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, so I tried to keep all my stories under a 1 minute read time because people's attention spans are so
it's gone
short.
And that, yeah.
And we get, and not to blow smoke up your behind, but the press releases we get from Dan about local businesses tend to be really well written. They're written not in the first person, which we get a lot of.
I did this and I did that.
Yeah. That's no flipping use to me.
Yeah.
And I'll turn lots of that into quotes because that's effectively what they've given me is a whole load of quotes. But then a good press release, I can get them on the website within half an hour. A bad press release will take me 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to.
While I've got other things to do.
Yeah, the idea of
and your chances of appearing on our website or the Salisbury Journal, it's exactly the same. Your chance of appearing in the time frame that you want it to happen are reduced because you've sent us something poor.
Yeah.
Or you've sent it on a PDF.
Oh my god, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Who does that? Yeah. What's the point?
So many people do that.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is it odd, isn't it?
Well, it messes up all the formatting.
Yeah.
As soon as if you want to cut and paste out of a PDF, you then have to spend quite a lot of time reformatting.
Yeah, because and also PDF sometimes doesn't recognise the letters, does it?
So what's your message? Anyone says it's in Word?
Word, or just in the body of the email.
Yeah, Word, body of the email. Stick an image in there.
Bosh.
Because I am going to edit it.
Yeah.
Because there's some organisations within Salisbury and Wiltshire, and we will get, it's almost like a tomb. It's like 4 pages of A4. And I'm like...
Just right about being like, that's nonsense, stop.
Well, it is, and lots of it's fluff.
Fluff, yeah. AI fluff.
It's really simple. Who, what, why, where, when. That's all I need to know.
Who, what, why, where, when. 5 W's.
Yeah. It's the basics of
that was so boring, it made me yawn.
It's true, though. And you write yours very... And we got some... Katie up at the Stars Appeal. She used to work for the Journal. She knows what journalists want. Faye, who's now at Elaborate, used to be a journalist at Spire FM. She knows what we want.
Yeah.
And it's just write it as though you've written it as a newspaper story. Don't write it as though... Write a separate copy to go on your own website with the W's and the I's and the... Yeah. No, make our life easy and you've got more chance of it.
And what's the Salisbury Radio look like in the next 5 to 10 years?
So the immediate future is within the next month we move into the old Spire FM studios at City Hall. So I spent some time in there with a guy called Ed from Visual Concept who you might not be aware of, but you'll be aware of their work. So lots of the stuff that the City Council do and want to look nice, they're responsible for. So coming up for Christmas, or even the summer, they build lots of the stuff in the market square to go around the bar. They'll be doing the grotto at Christmas. They'll be doing all those sorts of things. A brilliant company based just outside of Salisbury. They also do the really good Santa sleigh that goes round every Christmas. So he's come in, he's looked at it, and we're going to try and make it look a bit more fancy and a bit more modern radio rather than... Because the studios up at Spire haven't really changed since 1992 when we first put in there. So we just want to zhuzh them a bit. And then the future is just to keep growing. So we started 5 years ago with an audience of 0. We're highly reliant on digital because DAB in Salisbury, even though we've got our own transmitter that's run by another company, it's not the best. But we got a huge amount of people who listen for a very long time online. So our average listening time online is like 2.5 hours.
Do you think that's commercial premises? So like people in offices, just like having it as a backdrop.
So there will be people who put it on in the office in the morning and it's on all day. But we also find the older demographic who maybe are retired put it on at the beginning of the day and have it on in the background while they do whatever they do around the house.
Yeah.
And then also in the evening, the listening time kind of stretches. So I think people put us on their smart speakers in their kitchen or whatever while they're doing dinner for themselves, their kids, whoever, and just have us on in the background. Because we're that kind of subliminal medium. We're not in your face.
Yeah.
We're there chatting away in the background, not trying to be offensive, not trying to be anything outrageous. My job is to kind of be there. You might tune into like 20% of what I'm saying.
How often do you have guests on?
Occasionally. So I leave. So because I'm middle of the day, I kind of just help people not be too bored at work. Whereas Ian and Craig either side of me, they tend to. Craig has 2 or 3 guests a week.
What in terms of just people on that he?
Yeah, so quite often they're people who've organised events, or they're doing something for charity, or they're starting to do something a bit different or new, whether that's a business or a project for the community or something.
Like a podcast or something.
No, I've been petitioning Andy to try and co-host one day. Well, no, actually, I haven't petitioned you for a while, but I mentioned it when we were saying. I was like, well, how about I do a little 2-man presentation one day?
Well, we could be guests.
If you're ever ill,
Yes.
just
just let us know. We'll be there. We'll take over.
As long as Dan's in charge, that's fine.
as long as someone hits the buttons and I just need to speak.
That's for live radio. If you're doing really punchy live, that's the hard bit. It's not the talking. It's the multitasking, doing this, doing that, remembering to put that fader back down when you start a song, so people can't hear you swearing. Because everyone on the radio swears. Everyone I've ever met who works in radio.
Oh yeah, that'd be quite hard.
Are terribly potty mouthed.
So like the music comes on, and if you fade yourself out, you can then go, oh shit,
for fuck's sake, yeah. That was a shit link. That one's not going in for an award nomination.
Have you thought about having? So obviously, radio is something that I think will always be there.
Yeah,
it's obviously for the younger generation, it's not as popular anymore.
No.
But so have you thought about having like a live camera set up or recording
this is part of what we want to do is a bit like the big stations do, which is why we want to make stadiums
things like that,
look nice, is when we do have people come in and talk to us, we make it a bit more podcasty. We record it, we video it, then we can put the shorts out. We can kind of hook people that way.
Yeah.
But also we want to get into I want to do, have regular chats with people who do good things in the community. I love doing positive stories. Hate doing police, court, all that sort of rubbish. I'd rather tell, and they get less clicks.
The killer curve.
And they get less likes. But the killer curve. Just people
love the killer curve.
That's funny.
Whoever set up that Facebook page, genius.
Even
now they just need to work out how to monetize it.
Even had its own Google Maps location.
And people keep saying, why don't you put a camera there? And I'm thinking, that's genius, because that will get views.
It would, yeah, 100%. Killer curb,
yeah. Constant live stream.
Hope the pigeons don't disturb it up where like all those pigeons underneath.
And you could have a multi angle.
Yeah.
But the amount of content you could put on social media and get clicks from.
Crazy.
Yeah, and just have a live stream constantly, 24/7.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Journal still haven't got a live blog for it.
Yeah,
they do love a live blog.
What would you say the biggest challenges to growth is? Is it finance? Is it?
So we're completely funded by advertising.
Okay.
So our challenge there is the changing nature of the high street, and the way that businesses operate, because lots of businesses now operate at least hybrid, so they're not just bricks and mortar shop, but they're online. But the way that people want to advertise has changed. But there are lots of people who've tried kind of Facebook or Meta or whatever you want to call it, and Google Ads, and have found they don't always work that well, because advertising works through repetition, which is why radio advertising works so well. When we're in the car and say the Cara Class advert comes on, Olive singing
I think
the telephone number.
Yeah.
No, don't tell me what it is. What it's like? What? Give me a little hint.
I don't know.
Which one?
The Cara Glass.
Oh,
because I've definitely heard that quite a few times. And then the moment I heard it, I'd remember it like that.
But how that then works and we have this conversation with our clients all the time, and some are really good at understanding. So if you ask a straight question, how did you find us to phone us today? They'll say, well, I Googled you. They won't ask a supplementary question, was, what did you Google?
Yeah.
Because often, and I had this chat at the local Hero Awards from the guys from A-Class Roofing, and Stefan's brilliant, he gets it. And they've had so many leads because of their adverts on the radio. He was like, our second question is, but what did you Google? And they said, well, I heard your name on the radio.
And I think especially for something where you are like me, like A-Class, because again, a lot of their work's going to be local, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like you may as well hyper advertise to local people.
Yeah.
Sorry, advertise locally, like, but keep it hyper local
Yeah,
in
so
terms of where you want to go.
That's how so local radio. Spire FM used to be far more regional than we are, and we still say that we talk to Salisbury, South Wiltshire, West Hampshire, but our focus is Salisbury, Hainsbury.
And would growth in your mind look like Wiltshire radio?
No, because I don't think that works.
All right, okay.
Because you've got that massive bit of land in the middle of Wiltshire called Salisbury Plain, where virtually no one lives.
Right.
So you're always going to end up with this divide where this is why lots of people in the south of the county don't listen to BBC Wiltshire, because they're based in the north of the county. They talk about the north of the county more because it takes an hour at least to get from Swindon to Salisbury.
Yeah.
And we sit in this bizarre little island, media-wise, in Salisbury.
Yeah.
South Today only come here if there's a big fire or Novichok or something else big happening. Same with BBC West, they kind of meet here. So depending on where you live in Amesbury, you get BBC West or you get BBC South Today in Salisbury. So we're kind of at that intersection where things meet. And without the Journal and without us, there is no other local.
And the Journal feels a bit outdated at the minute. I can't lie. That's my personal opinion. Like what you're doing is what you're doing is far more. What you're doing is seems like I see it a lot more. It feels more progressive. It feels more into what I would suspect. Like I'm not like.
Well, the one difference that we have is I was born here, so I care more. And I try to do. I don't do clickbait. I refuse. I would rather have less clicks on our website because I've told the story accurately and properly rather than a misleading headline where people go, and then you see it in the comments on other media sites. Well, that's not what a misleading headline. And
the difficulty,
but they're getting loads of engagement.
But
it's not positive engagement, and people will stop trusting me.
Salisbury estate agent spotted lurking outside house after hours. Yeah, I was doing a viewing, mate. Yeah, no, do you know what I mean? I do. Yeah, I do. It doesn't, and obviously the whole subscribing thing is, I think, I click on a Salisbury Journal article.
So I just turn off JavaScript and then you can get around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just press that button.
See, but you guys might know that.
You're not very good with your technology.
But do you know what I mean? Like, is this a 3G? What is it? A 3G, 4G?
Oh my god!
What are you saying? Did you just get your phone out and say, "Is this a 3G?"
I think they've all turned their 3G off.
Yeah. But no, I don't find the Journal to be. Like, I can't remember the last time I ever thought, it would be ever tempted to...
I think the Journal had a big loss when Ben, who was a previous deputy editor, went down to the Bournemouth Echo. Because Ben, like me, born here, cared, was interested. He wanted to tell the stories properly. And
got the golden egg from the Bournemouth Echo.
and now he's down running the Bournemouth Echo, doing a brilliant job down there. But I think the Journal's poorer for it. Kieran's a really nice chap who's come in to replace him. But he's also Basingstoke and running other papers as well.
Yeah, of course. That's more of a franchise of things, isn't it?
Yeah, because NewsQuest run all those newspapers. They run Andover, Bournemouth, Southampton, Winchester, Basingstoke.
Yeah.
These guys are working for all those newspapers rather than just the Journal.
Because I do still see the Journal on plenty of doorsteps when I go in.
Yeah.
Like it's not like but again, like, great that you've got people's attention with a paper. But it's just I don't know. It just feels like
one camera's gone.
One camera. They're just going to slowly knock off.
How long have we been talking for? Too long.
Hour and 50. Yeah, no. I think you've got a good balance of. Well, if you ask me digital or paper, obviously it's digital.
Yeah.
And I feel as though if you said to people in Salisbury, "What's the Salisbury Journal?" they'd say it's the paper that comes through my door. If what's Salisbury Radio? Well, it's a radio digital marketing channel. Or do you know what I mean? Like, if you offered me one of those two, I know which one I'd go for.
Well, we'll sign you up next week.
I think
do you see what I mean?
Yeah, you've all we have to do is look at places that are in London or any of the bigger places, and what they're doing is how it's going to work. So, like for Heart FM or whatever, they've turned into something else other than just a radio station because they record their sessions and they record all this behind the scenes stuff and all of that. Because for the younger generation, all of those shorts and reels, that's all that they're going to need.
Yeah.
So as soon as they buy into the character and they actually see it and you get in front of them, then no doubt they'll then put the radio on. or they'll want to listen to a certain segment that happens every week at the same time.
Yeah, he's trying to edge in.
He's pitching you for a
Hi,
little behind the scenes.
I would, but
you said in your little chat that you've got enough work and enough money.
Yeah, but even just setting up a camera in there, I just feel like it would be a proper game.
And that's the other problem we have. Or I don't do sales; I stay out of it because it's not me. Lots of people say I'm too busy to advertise. That's the right time to advertise.
100%.
When you're busy and you can afford to advertise is when you should advertise. Because when you haven't got the business and you haven't got the money, you can't advertise because you haven't got the business, you haven't got the money.
Yeah, you're right. I should definitely advertise.
Yeah. Well, no, it's true. And I've just read a book about the All Blacks, and about how like they train and coach from a young age, and it's constantly about investing when you're on the way up.
Yep.
Not on the way down, or because some people, and I know a couple of local businesses that really, really well sort of assume that would continue.
No.
And then got down here and were like, oh crap, we should probably. And then by that time, as you say, money's a bit lighter. You're
starting to panic.
A few people have said some things that have taken you off that pedestal a bit. You've let your guard down on a couple of things, and whereas actually, if you're taking on people as you're going up, do you need to make the change? No, but it stops you from ever getting to the point where you take things for granted. And so I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Now I'm panicking.
No, but you're also doing a sensible thing. You're now buying your own time back. Is the way you should be looking at it.
Yeah.
Rather than spending money on an employee, you're buying your time back.
Yeah, I listened to that back. I did nail that at the end. You said something, and then I just proper pitched it in like a really...
Yeah, it was really annoying.
Employing someone else is investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Is the way that people should look at it. But people don't.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
You are, though, because you're buying time back
I
with your family.
I still think I'm winging it.
Everyone thinks that. Everyone thinks they're winging it.
Things are going really well. I've just signed up Chalk History Festival again, so they're coming with me this time round again, which is great because they loved the results from last time I helped them.
Just bleep that out so the person that Andy talks about earlier doesn't get a nod on. And
it's allowed more than one quiet.
They'll still go.
Uninvited, or say that they're from another organisation.
Yeah.
We caught that said person. So we in the Journal caught that said person using our name to get into things.
No way. That's so bad.
I feel like this is proper gossipy and bitchy, but it's great.
We know where the short's coming from now.
yeah. Local media drama. No, well, at some point, shit's got to be called out.
One massive thing that I've texted you about, but you never responded, which I think we should definitely do for the podcast, is we want to hire someone to dress up in a black morph suit with a big square board on them like that, and have our logo all over, and then like a microphone head, and then just walk around town all day. Did you get that message?
I did, but I was like, has he had a couple of beers or something?
Honestly, that is the kind of stuff that we have to be disruptive.
No, but you need a hook with it, though. You need a hook with it as well.
So I have,
because obviously that's amusing, but you can only do it once. So then you need a hook where maybe they interact with people and do something.
So what? So and then one of us
come and find the Salisbury Business-ish podcast guy, and get something, even if it's just some pens or other.
I just feel like people would be entertained by the fact that there's a guy.
But you can only do it once.
Dressed up. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
I only want to do it once.
Are you dressing up? Are you dressing up? Because I'm not.
No.
I have
the guy that I hired.
Well, the other Adam.
Yeah, the other Adam.
I have a semi-professional business that I have to try and sort of, Oh, Adam, we saw you last week dressed up in town.
But this is the thing with your business, because it's such a, and I know you're rebranding a little bit. I've seen you been out with the lovely Gemma.
Yeah.
Doing headshots and stuff. She's amazing.
Yes. That was good. I was there. Part of the team.
Not holding the camera for us.
It's
nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the rebrand thing, because everyone knows Adam Budd.
Yeah.
And I know Budd and Co. I think he said it was going to be.
Budd and Co.
It's kind of diluting your brand a little bit.
And
Debs is amazing too, but she kind of is tucked away a little bit.
Yeah. And so part of the reason that's happening is because she's going to be. So I have this. And Debs wouldn't like me saying, because she's actually going to be doing one of these soon.
Oh, is she? Good.
Yeah. Just because she's done such a good job. But I want people to be able to. I don't want to. Like, I stepped out of the shadows of all these corporate crap I was in. And Debs, she has full trust to do whatever she wants. She sort of not states her own hours, but sometimes doesn't work afternoons because she's picking up her daughter and then works in the evening, whatever. I trust her implicitly. But I want her to be able to step out and go have her own thing. And the great thing about EXP, and people sometimes ask me, is like, well, why don't you just go? Well, yeah, I could go by myself easily now, comfortably. But they've got this great setup where like it's so Bud & Co is the kind of overriding brand, but then she has her own boards with her own face on it.
Yeah.
But all our boards will look the same.
Apart from the face.
Apart from the face, and then hers will say Debbie Ann Taylor in partnership with Bud & Co. Do you see what I mean? So
you're building her brand.
So she's building her. She's technically self-employed at that point.
Yeah.
I'm in talks with an agent in Amesbury. I'm speaking to somebody in the New Forest because they're all nervous to go self-employed. You've talked about the jump, but it makes sense because I don't want to become richer and richer because all of these people are working for me, and then they're sat here going, well, hang on, you know what I mean?
That resentment kicks in.
You know, and then all of a sudden that's when these things. So I'm thinking, no, if I empower all of these people. And I see in the next 5-6 years having 5, 6, 7 agents in kind of a 20-mile radius who can all pull into a central set of resources, like a photographer, like a sales progressor, like an admin, and so all they have to focus on is going out and building community trust and getting clients, and they'll get the backup from what I do, and then the way that I benefit from it is I don't pay them, so I don't taxes. They're all self-employed, but I take 30% of everything they do. So all of a sudden, that's me being able. And that's me being able to, in 10 years' time, go, okay, well, I have 10 grand a month passive income from 6, 7 really good agents. They're all earning more than they were employed. I then can retire.
Nice.
Yeah, but also like and I've had this conversation with Debs. They don't understand quite, and you don't until you run a business. Understand the shit that you've got to go through. Do you know what I mean?
It's hard work.
And if you want to go fully solo, I've said to Debs, I would encourage you if you said like I want to go completely and do my own thing, because you've seen, go for it, but don't just understand there is a hell of a lot you don't see.
It's flipping hard.
You know?
It's flipping hard to like.
And I don't think a lot of people
just
want
dealing
that.
with accountants is hard work.
I don't think a lot of people want that. So that's why I think what I'm doing is kind of like, yes, I'm diluting my personal brand to a point, although I'm still going to be like, you recommended me to Sonia and to, like the Kirsty or whatever. And you kind of, that still comes from word of mouth. That's still going to be go speak to Adam. But like from a brand perspective, it's like a business, you can't ever sell a business, or you can't ever really mark if you're the only thing about it.
No.
So that's also a thing. It's like, great, it's got to here. But now I'm like, if I ever
you can only go so far.
But before I'm like, okay, do you want to give me £500,000 for my business? Well, no, Adam, because you're going and it's your name. So like, if you can ever sell, so that's also kind of been in the back of my mind. But
so your exit strategy is starting to.
Well, just like not future proofing, because I want to do it for the next 10, 15 years. Like I enjoy it, but I just want to do it more on my own terms.
What's not to enjoy?
Rather than feeling flogged.
All of that hard work, loads of holidays.
Well, Andy will tell you, like, near the end of you moving, it gets a bit tense, doesn't it? And like
a little bit tense. We were the worst clients ever.
No. Well, it wasn't, but it was like there was stuff happening, and and it sometimes, as you know, it differs from what you originally thought it was going to at the start. And you're into the evenings, and that's what we want to do to help. But it's obviously very high. It's very high stress, and it's very high. So I just want to be able to peel myself back from
the stress
every day. Like you don't mind it, but not at the level we've been doing it.
And I think that's where the upside to you and the downside to you personally is. We feel like we can message you whenever.
I know. Yeah.
Whereas if you're dealing with a high street brand,
you're
like, well, it's shut. I can't.
You can't contact.
I'm like,
yeah. Which I don't mind.
And you can turn that phone off.
I can. And I do sometimes leave it upstairs now. But also, because Debs is in, she's kind of taken over a lot of that. We've got somebody starting to do sales progression because your first...
Because that's the nitty-gritty,
100
stressful bit.
That's the bit that stresses me out. Yeah, 100%. I don't mind working long days. I mean, we were up doing the twilight in Winterslow. 2.5 million. Like, I was there until 9 o'clock. Loved it.
Can you sell that one in less than 3 weeks?
We'll try. it is a banger, to be fair. But like that to me, I could do that every other day.
Yeah.
I don't get tired.
It's different though, isn't it?
But then when you're on the phone, kind of going, and it's stress. You're anxious. You're trying to make decisions. You were going on a holiday, I remember, and it was all like, well, what do we do? And it's like you're quite right to ask those questions. So I think, I mean, obviously kind of gone. But yeah, that's where I think just trying to plan, and I think that's where you do good to kind of, now you've built up, what's it, a year and a bit now, like. Again, probably you probably want to do another year before you start worrying too much. But like then it's like, okay, what do the next 5-10 years?
But that also depends on who knocks on your door, right? If you've got a big client knock on your door, you might go, well, I need someone now.
Yeah. That's kind of what's happening now, is that so many people have sort of come on at the same time. And they're all sort of, secure, so they've signed up for a good amount of time.
And I'm guessing lots of your work is 60% in the first kind of early period of the relationship. And then once you've established your kind of relationship and how it's going to work, then it's
there's a lot of work to do
that.
at the beginning, and things change so rapidly. So that's what I want my customers to feel, is to understand that they are changing with the trends that are happening at that time. So we'll always refresh and we'll come up with new ideas and stuff, but I'm definitely focusing more on the video side of stuff, and like the shorts and the reels.
Because do you know Gareth Robertson?
Yeah, I'm having coffee with him next week.
Oh yeah. So he's just done my rebrand.
Yeah.
And again,
guy's a genius.
He's fantastic. And
but again, niches.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what we spoke about last week, didn't we? It's like initially he was angry with me.
Whatever.
Because he was like, and I was like, well, no, I'm gonna have a new website next year. He'll do that for me because that's one of his strengths, speciality. He's like, can't wait for you to see it when I launch it. and in short, this handshake. I appreciate we've
rattled on.
Yeah.
Invited on someone who talks for a living.
I feel like we should probably go for another hour.
I think not.
Hannah said, how long are you going to be? I said, about an hour.
yeah. She should have known me well enough to know that would happen. What I think our question to people this season should be much like what you asked me at the end, which is like, what's your one bit of advice, either life or business, that you would pass on to the next person who comes in, and you don't know who they are, so that's the point of it.
Yeah.
But like, what's any life advice? Like mine was, I think like people take life too seriously.
Yeah. Take risks.
Yeah.
That's good.
Take risks.
I love that.
Yeah.
Make a decision and then run with it. Don't do it half-heartedly. Balls deep. Get in.
Balls deep.
Take risks, balls deep.
But if you take a risk but don't commit, you're not really taking a risk.
Yeah.
And it took me until I was 40 to learn that.
Marketing is all risk as well.
It is.
Yeah. Marketing is definitely
but there's no
risk.
guarantees in marketing.
Yeah. You can
spend
£100,000
on something and it not work.
Yeah.
You could spend £10 on it and it fly.
Do you regret not doing it sooner?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
my only regret in life.
Everybody regrets not doing it.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? It is so cliched, but it's like you never regret the stuff that you did do, unless it was something. I suppose there will be people that will regret committing crimes and stuff.
But as long as you,
but like
for my granddad.
Yeah. 50 years without a bloody driving license.
Some regrets were I should have been braver. I should have gone to uni when I was 18, 19, like most people do. Then I regret not being brave enough to do that until I was 36, and then not being brave enough to do what I really wanted to do until I was 40.
So if you're writing a letter to 16-year-old Andy or Andy coming out of college, it's
be brave.
To be brave and take more chances sooner. Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. Well, thank you for.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We don't have darts anymore.
Oh, that's rubbish.
In this room.
Because I'm rubbish at darts.
Well, so does that mean I won?
I'm thinking we need to come up with something newer. For season 2,
Penny can.
Who can hold something out here?
Who can buy a camera that's batteries last long enough? Memory card.
That one's the memory's gone. That one overheated.
Hi.
And this one.
It overheated.
That one overheated. Yeah. Which is weird because this is the one that normally overheats.
I'm going to send you a link for Obspot.
Yeah.
I think the thing is
Obspot. Yeah. You'll see what I mean when I send you the link.
Okay. What is that like a? Because we tried getting one of these.
It's a really clever camera.
It's colder, isn't it?
It's AI controlled.
Oh, is it?
To AI,
yeah, okay.
And it will. So, like, if I went like that, it would slightly move with me.
Yeah. I got you. I mean, we might need some more investment.
We might need some sponsorships.
Oh yeah, sponsorships. We need to start doing that as well, don't we?
Yeah.
Again.
Or once we built our podcast studio, get rid of this one and just come and use that.
Just carry this around for us.
Well, we're gonna have a screen at the back with a nice mat front to it, so you can put a different.
To be fair, I mean, like that is the sort of thing we could do.
Yeah.
Well, I think you could take this on tour.
I would.
Oh, we could go on tour.
Well, no, but just do it as a pop up somewhere.
What, as in like go to go to like events and things.
Yeah,
or go
talk to people.
Or go to businesses.
Well, so
Or go to a business and do it there.
the thing that I don't know if I like that.
Why?
Well, I don't like because you haven't got your setup and stuff, and I like. The
You're
setup.
being conservative.
You like a controlled environment. Which
Listen to
yeah.
Andy, what he said. Take risks.
The
Well,
risks
no,
I want to take is
yeah,
us going out on the street.
It's a different sort of risk, isn't it?
I want us to go out on there with a microphone that Scott Salisbury Business Podcast.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then
you know that if you recorded it, I could do that for fun. That's what I do for a living.
yeah, let's do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop selling houses or going on holiday, and then we can do it. You're going on holiday again soon, aren't you?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to move for 5 years now. So
yeah. Okay, well, I'll put you in my calendar for 2030. Although instantly to wrap it up, I may be going on holiday, but Shelley's got a bad ear infection.
Oh, is she?
And they told us that right now we shouldn't fly.
Oh, really?
And we're just 11-hour flight.
oh, you can come with that.
Yeah. So you might see me back here next week. But,
So you won't go on your 10th holiday this year, maybe? That's
No,
such a shame.
no. It's only
Poor
the
you.
8th.
Only the 8th in the 10th month.
Whereas I've been on none.
Have you not?
No,
you need to make time for holidays.
You went to Weymouth.
Oh, yeah.
When we get in the flow of it, we'll need some sort of jingle.
Salisbury Business Podcast. Salisbury Business Podcast.
Whoa, just off the cuff?
Yeah.
Did you just think of that?
What is that though? Why
I'm kidding. It's shit.